Welcome to the show, everybody! We now have our very own theme music to get started, and in honor of the Chicago Bulls. You guessed it. Chicago Bulls entrance music, here we go. If you're joining me right now, you know what to do. It's time for you to put that hashtag 1 in the comments. Let me know if you're listening live. If you listen to this later as the recording, hashtag número dos for our Spanish-speaking followers. All 3 of you. Anyway, welcome. So glad that you're with us today. We are doing fish in foil for the halibut. There we go. And I've got some beautiful halibut fillets, but you could use any whitefish. You could be using swordfish right now. You could be using mahi-mahi right now. And you could be using any whitefish approved on the Vital Life program. Alright, that was great. Any comments? Who do we have joining us today? We're going to get those comments here in just a minute, but in the meantime, I have a little joke for you guys.
Okay,
And this joke even has a prop.
Okay.
So I have a deck of cards here. So the question that I have for everybody is, what did the fisherman say to the magician? Anybody? What did the fisherman say to the magician? I'll give you guys a minute to think about your comments here. What did the fisherman say to the magician? And I hope you had all of your stuff prepped. We got all of our stuff ready. And super excited to have everybody joining. So the question we're answering to start off with, what did the fisherman say to the magician?
We can let you know who's on live.
All right, who's on live?
Mary's on live.
Mary, welcome to the show.
Cassie. Bonnie.
Bonnie, who was it? Cassie? Jesse?
Cassie.
Cassie, welcome Cassie. Welcome
She's
Bonnie.
from Kansas.
Cassie from Kansas. All right. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Cassie. All right, what else? Who else is with us?
Christine's on.
Christine,
Kim,
welcome
Mary,
Christine. Mary.
Mary Beth.
Mary Beth. We got a lot of Marys.
Cassie's saying, pick a card, any card.
Card? Any card?
Card.
Oh, she got it. Yeah, that's what the magician and the interaction here. The fisherman said to the magician, "Yeah, pick a card, any card." That's it. Yeah. I thought it was good. All right, but welcome. Thank you for participating. It's great. We're going to start by preheating our oven to 475. So go ahead and turn that oven on and get that bad boy preheating to 475.
Bonnie would like to know how you prep the peppers, sliced, chopped, diced.
All right, so Bonnie, great question. We did 2 different types of peppers for our bell peppers. We went with like this size, okay? So you can see the size there. And then we also did snack peppers. And part of the reason, I'll go through some of the reasonings here of what I was doing. Snack peppers, and we sliced the snack peppers. Okay? Part of the reasoning here that I selected what I selected is because I went in the fridge, excuse me, and I hate food going bad. So what I did is I looked and saw what was about to go bad, or kind of, the vegetables that looked kind of sad. And I went ahead and used some of those tonight. So one of the things that I want you to learn with cooking, I know that there's some of you who can't necessarily get all of the ingredients, maybe because you're not able to go shopping, or maybe because there's not the ingredients that you need. So any fish will work with this. If you're on the lose it stage of the program, you're going to want to use a white fish of some sort. If you're on lifestyle, you could use some salmon, or you could use a dark fish, you could use a sea bass. Lots of different options there. You could use ahi tuna. Okay, so there's a lot of different options there. The key is learning the principles. So the principle we're going to learn tonight is how to bake fish without oil and keep the moisture in the fish. That's the key, and we're going to cook it in foil, which is another technique. So that's the technique we're learning today. The technique we learned yesterday, we actually learned 2 different things. We learned that we could bring flavors together if we use the same dressing on our salad as we did on our meat. and that worked really well. We could have marinated that as well, but that just brings those flavors together really well. The other thing we learned yesterday was how to make our own dressing. And we made our own dressing using vinegar, raspberries, and something to sweeten it with. And those 3 simple ingredients, and then we also used some Dijon mustard, but those few ingredients made for a really tasty dish. Hang on a second, I'm going to take a drink of our Zevia 0-calorie soda. By contract, I have to tell you about Zevia every time I go live. Not really.
All right. Susan says hi. Kelly says hi.
Hi Susan, hi Kelly, welcome
Kim
to the show.
says hi.
Welcome Kim.
And Casey says she knew the joke because she has 3 kids that do joke books.
Casey knows all my tricks and secrets now. Yeah, that was a good one though. I have to admit, I really enjoyed that. All right.
Jane says hello, Davis
Jane,
and
welcome
Paulina.
Jane. And today we have a special guest with us. Very special guest with us. And it is my sister, Katie. Everybody can say hi, Katie. And she will be reading your comments tonight, so that way Paulina can focus on working all the cameras here. So we got that going on, so everybody can say hi to Katie. Katie oftentimes is watching our lives and cooking along. And yeah, so that's what we're doing here. So we've got our oven is still preheating. And let me go through what I have so that way you can prep. So I have, this is 1 whole zucchini, and I have it quartered. Okay, so I cut the zucchini and we quartered it, and we're dealing with pieces about that size. I went ahead, because they were about to go bad, I had some more aroma tomatoes. So not my preference. Heirloom would be amazing right now, but you can see the size. This is the size we want it. Heirloom tomatoes would have been amazing, but I couldn't find any. Tomatoes on the vine were my second option, and I do have some tomatoes on the vine. However, these are about to go bad. So I'm going to go ahead and use these, because I don't like food going bad. We already showed you what we're doing for the peppers. This is, by the way, 3 whole peppers. All right, so it's a green, or not a green, an orange, a yellow, and a red. And then we had, how many snack peppers did we end up doing?
About 6 or 7.
This is about 6 or 7 of the little snack peppers. And man, those little snack peppers are so delicious. They just carry more kick to them. Then I went ahead, this is, was it a 1/4 of a cup or a 1/2 a cup of the onions? Do you remember?
Sorry, I'm looking. A 1/2 cup.
All right, 1/2 cup. So this is a 1/2 cup of the sliced green onions. Okay, and we'll have, again, all these instructions we'll get on later as well. And then I don't know how many I'm going to end up using. I may end up using all of these, but freshly peeled full garlic. Okay, and there's about 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10 cloves of garlic in there. Then I'm not going to use all of this, but I have lots of fresh rosemary ready to go that we're going to sprinkle on for some flavor. I also have a 1/3 cup of parsley?
Yes.
Yeah, 1/3 cup of loosely packed parsley. So you can see how loosely packed it is. It's not sliced small. That's really important, because if you slice it small, you're going to want a whole lot less, okay? So we have our parsley. And then for our vegetable, we're going to also, because again, these were about to go bad, so I have some fresh cut green beans, and they're about, this big. But you could do another vegetable. You could do asparagus. You could even, what we're also going to include in here that I don't have with me, that we're going to cut up here, that Paulina's going to grab here in just a moment, is some onion. We're going to put some onion in here. It's going to be really, really tasty. So if you could grab an onion for us.
Which one?
Let's go with a sweet, you can look at the onions here.
Which one do you want?
I would like, not the huge one. Like we have a,
Look at
look
this
at the
bad
size of
boy.
that onion. It's just massive. Let me do one of the white onions.
Okay.
And you could do any onion you want, but we're going to go with the white onion. Okay. How many of you have your own drying rack? Let me know if you've bought one of these bad boys yet. I did post a link on Amazon for this, and I love it. Not drying rack.
I know, it's like, wait.
Thawing rack. This is the world's tiniest drying rack. You can dry all of your Barbie dishes here. Okay, so how many of you have this and have used it and have liked it? Because I really like it. It just speeds up that thawing process. But I have a link posted. And then how many of you use one of these? I love using these. What's really cool about this as well is it has a measurement thing here where you can see that. You can see how that way, so when you're trying to figure out how big your vegetables are, it's got a nice little measuring thing. So again, hopefully if you're cooking with me, maybe you're taking some time to chop up some stuff and get some stuff ready as your oven is preheating. You're going to need a baking sheet of some sort. So let me grab out mine really quick here. Oh, did we ever find out what we were going to name our gloves?
I don't think we came up
We
with
didn't finish a name. We didn't finish. I think we should call them like Bert and Ernie or Cuff and Link, you know?
What did
Something like that, or necktie.
Jane say?
Jane had a good one too. I can't remember.
Something yellow.
Chop, no. I forgot.
Lemon and something yellow.
I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, so you're going to want a baking sheet of some sort, and you're going to need aluminum foil. I didn't put that on the list, but hopefully that was clear with the name of what we were doing. And
Did you
hopefully
post the
aluminum
link for the scraper thing?
foil. The scraper thing you can get on our website,
Okay.
and that is shopvitalife.com. And I will, is it me on there, or is it somebody else? Is it
It's
me?
you.
It's you.
I am going to type that in the comments right now. Check this out.
Shop by love that.
shopvitalife.com. It takes me a little bit. The air typing takes a little bit of time.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
You will do it.
And enter, and there we go. Shopvitalife.com. So you can get those there. Also, let me just take a minute while we're preheating here, and let me talk to you about Amazon versus our store. Okay, everything that you buy on our store is going to be more expensive than if you go on Amazon. If it's a Vitalife branded product, so for instance, our supplements, our stevia, they are not available at all anywhere else besides your local Vitalife office. And we do that on purpose. They're available through your Vitalife local office or through their local web store. So some of our Vitalife locations have their own local web store right now, because during this time of economic crisis and with the coronavirus, we want you to support your local offices. So for instance, if you have like the Davis Heat brand of hot sauces, we have the ketchups and different things like that, we want you to buy that from the office that you are connected with, whether that's the Illinois offices or Kansas or Nebraska, wherever. We want you to support your local office because that's what's going to keep that local office in business during these times. So here's some advice, okay? If you've lost your job, if you've become unemployed, and every single dollar is so important to you that you need to pay your bills, you need to save $1 here and $1 there on your products, please don't buy from us and buy from Amazon. However, if you can afford to pay the extra $1 here and $1 there, buy from us. Buy our chocolate bars that we have online. Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. You can get them from Thrive Market. You can get them from health food stores that are huge. You can get them on a lot of different places. You can walk into a grocery store and get them, probably cheaper as well. What I'm asking you to do is to support your local offices and to support us. Everything you buy from us helps us stay in business. Now, Jeff Bezos, the founder and owner of Amazon, makes $9 million an hour. His salary has gone up because Amazon has gotten more busy with the coronavirus. It's one of the few companies that actually is doing better during this time of economic downturn. So he's making plenty of money. He doesn't need more money. He makes more money than what most of us will make in our entire lifetime in 1 hour. So my request is that you support us and that you spend the extra $1 or $2 or $5, we're getting crazy here, and buy this scraper and other things from us. But if you want, you can also find it on Amazon. If I give you a link to something on Amazon, it's because we don't carry it and we will not be carrying it. For instance, like that awesome Ninja dehydrator I showed you a couple days ago, we're not going to carry it. There's no way we're going to be buying and stocking a bunch of those things. It doesn't make sense for us. And that signal means that our oven is preheated. So I'm going to let's get a few more comments going on here.
Jinjo Therese says hello.
Jinju, great to have you. Welcome, welcome.
And Jane suggested lamb chop for the hot pads. oven mitts.
Lamb chop. That's what it was. Thank you,
yeah.
Jane. Yes. Yes.
That's a great one.
That is a great one. Any other comments that we have there?
Nope.
All right, make sure if you're tuning in right now that you let us know.
Sonny and Cher for the.
Oh, Sonny and Cher, that's another good one. Okay, and then just another reminder how easy it is to peel the onion. So you cut it in half, you take off the end, you leave the end with what I call the hair, and then we're just going to we're able to find the layer that we want to peel off, and just easily peel that off, like so, throwing it in our garbage. So then we're left with this. We're going to have bigger chunks of onions, because one of the keys when we're cooking like this is we want to try to make all of our vegetables about the same size. So that's going to be really important, because then they're going to cook a little bit more evenly. The nice thing what we're dealing with today is all of our vegetables will cook at about the same speed. So that's kind of a nice thing for us today, so we don't have to worry about maybe cooking something a little bit more ahead of time. So everything should cook about the same time. All right, so I'm going to go with bigger portions, and this is again a nice little helpful thing if you've got this cutter. What I can look at is I can see what an inch is, I can see what 2 inches is, etc. What I want to do about an inch sections. Okay, so that's about like that. So I'm slicing at an inch. Okay, and then slice off the back side. Just
Mr.
like
and
so.
Mrs. Pac-Man for the hot mitts.
Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man. You know what we're gonna do with that? I think this deserves a poll. So I will create a poll tonight with some of these names, and we will name the oven mitts. Okay, so now we have our onion that's ready to go. I just think this is gonna help us out, add some extra flavor to what we are doing today. All right, now we're gonna pull out some tin foil. So this is our time to pull out the tin foil and prepare all of this stuff. You're also going to need some salt and pepper and a little bit of Bragg's liquid aminos. All right. And by the way, too, like if you're hungry and you want a snack, I always keep in my cabinet, I always keep a little bit of the nutritional yeast mixture. I think this has been mixed with, I think it's cilantro. But while you're, wanting a snack while you're eating, you just take this and take a chunk of zucchini, dip it in. So tasty. So
Becky
tasty.
says, "Hey there."
Becky. I believe Becky is one of our heroes that's in the healthcare industry and was working a lot. So Becky, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate for all of your work. So let's all thank Becky right now for all of her work.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And we are going to give some to Katie too, because I guess she deserves some. All right.
I'm sorry. It's going to become my own.
Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to take some foil here. All right. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. Let me get some foil going here. And while I'm doing this, if you're just watching, what we learned yesterday with cooking dressings, okay, we used raspberry dressing. I want you don't have to give me the ratios, but I want you to post a dressing creation that you're going to come up with right now in your head, okay? So again, we used raspberries, we used vinegar, we used the apple cider vinegar, we used a sweetener of some sort, and we used mustard. So while I'm doing this, if you're not participating as far as cooking with me, I want you to come up with a dressing recipe, okay? Just make it. This is part of what you're learning by learning how to cook. All right. So we have our tin foil here, and I'm going to take and put my fish. We're going to do 2 of these. So I'm going to put my fish in the middle of the tin foil, making sure I have plenty of space around it. I'm going to sprinkle some of my rosemary on top, like so. So delicious. Oh, I absolutely love halibut. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so you can see my coating there. I'm going to also then take some of the Vitalife Hawaiian pink salt. Boom, this stuff right here. There we go. And I love this thing. This is something else that I really enjoy. it's for those who really cook. It's a pincher thing. So you have this sitting off to the side, and then you can just pinch and sprinkle. Makes things super simple. And pinch and sprinkle. Super easy there.
Alright, Becky said she's making this using scallops.
Oh, Becky's doing scallops. Becky, that's awesome. I actually really like that idea. Especially because the scallops are going to be about the same size of what we're cutting up here. That's excellent. I love that. Great job. Have to let us know how that tastes. Okay, so we have some of our seasonings on it. Then we're going to take a little bit of our parsley. Okay, and we're just going to spread a little bit of parsley on there, just like so. Okay, perfect. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, then we're going to do a little zest. Now, this thing is awesome, and this isn't on Amazon. So, screw you, Amazon. Okay.
Amazon's great, though.
But Amazon's
great.
great.
How great Amazon is.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, Jeff Bezos, he makes $9 million an hour. However, I do actually believe he earned it. He came up with something that is helping a lot of people right now. We are getting deliveries at our door. However, do support us locally.
Yeah.
And then when you want to buy things like slippers and socks and playgrounds, then you can buy those on Amazon. We do not sell those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to zest, and that's the cool thing. We call this the noodler. It's what we use to noodle with, and it also has these bumps here for zesting. So we're going to actually use the zest of a lemon here. And let's see what we're doing here. There we go. See some of the zest we've got coming out here. And then sometimes we gotta get some of it to fall out. Do a little bit more.
Sharon Cargill is
There we go.
clapping.
Sharon Cargill's clapping for Becky.
Yep.
Great, I love it. Very good. Any other comments going on over there, Katie Jaspers?
A couple people are saying thanks to Becky.
All right.
And my name is Katie Parker.
So Katie went and got married to this guy named Gary, and his last name is Parker. So now Katie Jaspers became Katie Parker, but she's been Katie Jaspers longer than she's been Katie Parker, so she's still Katie Jaspers. Okay. You see that logic?
My kids might be watching.
Oh.
Katie Parker.
Katie Parker.
Are
Okay.
they watching?
Yeah, are David and Autumn
I'm
watching
checking.
it, and Gary? All right, so we put some zest on there. Now we're going to surround it with some vegetables. Now, I have a lot of vegetables. We're not going to use all of these vegetables, but there's a lot of moisture in the fish, so we actually want to put the fish on the bottom, make sure that cooks well, and then we're going to surround it with the vegetables. All right, so we'll start with the green beans. There's not really a right or wrong way. We're going to surround it. Right or wrong way to do this. And the vegetable that you use more of could just simply be what is more likely to go bad. Now what I also did today that we're going to be serving with this is I repurposed our salad from yesterday. So I actually have a beautiful already prepared salad. Boom, that's all set to go.
Bonnie mentioned that she's going to have to make a Vitalife shopping list.
Yes, and by the way, Bonnie, thank you. Yes, make a Vitalife shopping list. And it's free shipping on orders of $100 or more. So do take advantage of that. Our website is up and running, and we've had orders coming in today, so we appreciate that. And look at this little baby pepper I found today. So fun. So I put that in my salad. And then I'm going to use that raspberry vinaigrette dressing tomorrow. Did anybody post a dressing idea for us?
Not yet.
Not yet. Come on, people. Post some dressing ideas.
I got one.
Oh, Paulina has one.
I love.
Wait, she needs to come into camera, though.
Great. I'm excited.
She's
That's
excited.
I just haven't put any makeup on today.
Both of us didn't put makeup on today.
Yes.
I put a little eyeliner, just a little bit.
You did.
Just a little, yeah.
Wonder where'd you get it from? Because I don't actually own an eyeliner.
It's
Awkward
from-
moment.
It's from the Weekend Girl.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was thinking more like from Amazon or something.
Oh, Amazon.
I can't do this. Okay.
Welcome to the show!
Oh.
Okay,
So,
yes.
I love mangoes. So I was
Mangoes.
thinking mangoes.
Okay,
I was thinking like pureeing mangoes
all right.
and then substituting that for the raspberries you had.
And just do everything else?
Well, what did you have in there?
Well, I went with the maple stevia.
Oh, so mango and is it like a peach stevia?
I believe there is. There's not from us, but I think there is a peach. There is maybe a hazelnut.
Mango and hazelnut?
That could work.
That could work.
Or vanilla.
Yeah, or vanilla.
Or
would work.
vanilla.
But if we're trying to get, think outside the box, maybe.
Lemon.
Could do lemon.
Ooh, that'd be really tasty.
We do have a lemon too.
Mm.
Very good. Hey.
So mango and lemon.
Mango and lemon, and what else?
What else did you put on the other one? Vinegar. All right.
Yay, vinegar.
Yay! That's my cooking ability.
Yeah, but we'll try that. We'll try that. Now again, you can't use mango on lose it stage, but we will try that.
Adrienne is quite concerned that you guys are not using the 6 feet rule.
Oh, well, we violated that a while ago.
Davis and I?
Yes.
In the same household?
All right, well, that's how it is. What I'm going to do here is, don't worry, I'm keeping my 6 feet from my sister. All right, so what I've got here is I'm putting my snack peppers on top, and it's important that, the reason we did circles too, and we're going to put these on top, is it'll still allow the fish to really cook because it's going to be able to easily get through there, and just add some nice flavor there. So I'm going to add a little bit of the snack peppers on the top. We're going to put a little bit of the tomato around the sides here as well. Try to mix it in. Get some tomatoes here and there. Man, the heirloom tomatoes. How many of you have tried an heirloom tomato? If you've tried one, say, give me a hashtag heirloom tomato, which if you don't know how to spell it like I do, you're going to have to Google it, but it starts with an H. Okay.
.com. Violent.com.
Shopvitalite.com. So heirloom tomato, if you've tried an heirloom tomato, put hashtag heirloom. Let me know what you thought of it. I love them. They have such a unique, more savory flavor. All right, but again, today we're using the Roma tomatoes, the plum tomatoes that are more of an Italian thing. Also now putting our zucchini around here. And this is just gorgeous. Even the prepping of food is so fun. Man, I don't know about you, but this just makes me happy, especially if you have to stay inside. Look at that. It's just a work of art, and we haven't even cooked it yet. We're going to now take some of our garlic. I'm going to actually put the garlic kind of on top because I want the garlic. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do two things. I'm going to break open the garlic.
Meredith says hi from Oklahoma, a little late.
Meredith, welcome from Oklahoma. I'm going to just snap open the garlic like that because it's going to be able to release the juices just a little bit faster. And I kind of want the juices to sink into our fish, just for the hell of it. And let's see, what else do we need on here? We need some onions on here, right? Okay. A little bit of the onion here. Onions. Great. And then I'm going to add some extra salt and a little bit of rosemary to our surrounding vegetables. Why might I do that? Who can let me know what they think? Why would I add some of that to our dish? I'll let you guys think about that for a minute while I go ahead and add my salt. Add a little bit of salt to my surrounding veggies. I'll go ahead and add some pepper too. The pepper's for flavor, but the salt has a different purpose. Does anybody know what the potential purpose of my salt is? Katie Parker knows, but we're going to see if somebody else can get it. It's teacher's pet over here.
So Katie, are your kids
any comments
watching?
coming in there?
Well, they're too busy playing outside.
Oh, it is beautiful outside.
It is
here in the
beautiful.
Midwest.
If you're cooking with me right now, I'm just adding a little sprinkle of Bragg's just to the top of my fish here, like so. And then for flavor as well, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of rosemary around on my veggies. It's going to taste amazing.
Becky wants to know if you used a brine.
If I use,
oh, that's probably for her answer. She's brining the salt.
yeah, so the salt, good. Yeah, the salt's going to be a brine. It's also going to help draw.
Wait.
Oh,
Jane said salt brings out the flavors in food.
yep.
Mary Beth said draws moisture. Bonnie says draws out the juices.
There we go. Mary and Bonnie, everybody's right. There wasn't a wrong answer there. The biggest thing is we are not cooking with oil. So typically you would drizzle olive oil on top of this. and that's going to help it not stick as well as help make it juicy. But since we're not doing that, we're going to add salt to the veggies, and it does. It draws out the moisture, it draws out the flavor, but the biggest thing and that we want to accomplish specifically with this is being able to draw out the moisture. So I think Bonnie and who else said?
Jane said, Mary Beth,
Bonnie, Jane, Mary Beth, Kathleen, all of you guys, Becky. So just drawing out that extra moisture because it's going to really make this super flavorful. All right. So here we go. And by the way, my fillet sizes today are 5 ounces. If you're on the Lose It stage of the Vital Life program, you can do up to 6 ounces of fish. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut my foil. There we go. Okay. So right now, if you're following along, I am closing up my fish in my foil. Okay, making sure that I get it nice and covered around the edges. Beautiful. Covering it up now. And think like when we're doing this, you think like creating almost like a little pocket so we don't like crush it, because here's the key here. We don't want the foil is going to get hot. We don't want the top of the foil to cook the top of the vegetables. We want it the steam to rise. So when we do this, we want to close it off well without it collapsing on top. Like I don't want to do one of these. Okay, that's what I do not want to do. All right, because then I'm flattening them. Okay, so I want to have good edges on this, and then I want to create a pocket. So if you watch what I'm doing here, I am sealing it. I have one end longer than the other by rolling it up like so. All right. And then that also gives me this nice little carrying pouch, but that allows me to see how I can just now lift it up. Super nice. But I also want to make sure when I lift it up that I don't have this, if you see this on the side here. Okay, so I want to make sure that I have this as best sealed off as possible.
Becky's wondering if you're going to feed everyone that's watching.
Man, Becky, if you knew all the food that we have been cooking in this household, we would love to. If you were closer, you could stop over and we would do you could just slow down and we would throw the food in your window. That's all you'd have to do, just nice and slow. We would just throw it in. It'd be great. All right, so this one is now prepped. Got some good sealed off edges. Now you're going to most likely, just from experience, there's somewhere where it's going to leak out because we're going to have a lot of juice, which is great. So you don't want to just put this on your oven rack. You want to put this on something. So I have a baking sheet covered in aluminum foil. So I'm going to put it on here.
Jinju, Teresa's wondering if she can get the same results with parchment. She doesn't like using foil in the oven.
You're not going to be able to get the same, Jinju, good question. You're not going to be able to get the same results with parchment paper because the aluminum foil is going to trap the heat in. The parchment paper, it's going to be really challenging to be able to encase it. So what makes this possible is the fact that it's steaming on the inside and we're almost creating like a greenhouse effect with the foil. So that's where the struggle is going to come in. Now you could place parchment paper over if you're just going to bake, and it's still going to be a tasty dish if you just were to put this on parchment paper with the vegetables around it. But I'm not sure the vegetable cooking time may be a little bit different. And Katie Parker has a question in the corner, so
No.
I would like to give the floor to Katie, and let's go ahead and zoom in on her right now.
You could use a steamer instead of doing it in the oven,
there you go.
and then you wouldn't have to use foil.
That's a great answer.
There we go.
That's all I had.
There we go. Oh. There's too many chefs in this kitchen. Okay, but I have the hat. No one else has the hat. Did you notice that nobody else has the hat? I have the hat. And that's what makes me a chef.
Trudy
Okay.
says hello.
Teresa says hello?
Trudy.
Trudy, welcome Trudy. Okay, so now that we've talked through that, I'm going to go ahead and make another one. And if you notice here, all of this, this is probably enough vegetables to make, if I had to guess, this is probably 6 fillets worth of vegetables here or more. 6 to 8. So serving size on all of these vegetables that I have here is about 6 to 8. I'm only cooking for 2, so I'm doing 2 of these. Okay, again, we're going to start by putting our fillet on our tray. Fillet in the tray. Then we're going to cover that with we're going to put a pinch of salt and pepper on that. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, We're going to put
Can I ask
some
you a question?
rosemary.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is it here? This is a random question. I don't know.
Do you want to go live here
Yeah,
or on our page?
I want to go like there too.
You want to go live in the
Vitalik
same
page.
group? Oh, in the Vitalik page. So it's right here. Create post.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Your niece would like to say hi.
My niece would like to say hi. Well, hi Autumn. Thanks for joining the cooking class. My niece Autumn is joining us. She's
She
gonna
wanna
be
say
a
hi?
great. I want to say hi to your
Hi,
mom.
Autumn.
Cute.
All right, so we're going and we're doing our covering our fish in our seasonings, our rosemary, our parsley here, just like we did on the previous one. We're gonna take and we're gonna zest our lemon here. We're gonna get a little bit of the lemon juice as well. Okay, a little bit of lemon juice as well. I forgot to do that in the last one.
Christine is wondering, she missed how long you
Seeds.
said to bake it.
Let's look that's it. Getting me on my computer. I need to look that up. I think it's going to be like 20 minutes. But if we look that up there. Oh,
Oh, what's your login?
oh boy. I have to go type that in. We're going to turn over the cooking show in just a moment to Paulina.
I don't have any jokes,
You don't have any jokes.
but I can put more vegetables.
You
on
can
your
put more
thing.
vegetables. So what we're going to do is we are going to have the sous chef come in here, and she's going to continue to put vegetables around, and I'm going to log into my computer so I can look up how long we're supposed to bake this for.
What do we have first? We have green beans. And we're gonna go and put
It's
them
just
around here. Right? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Throwing me in here.
And I think some of the other vegetables too.
This is my first time in the kitchen. Alright, and then what else do we have?
Peppers.
Peppers. All these peppers.
Do the same thing, put them around the edge.
Yeah. We're doing a good job.
You can smell the lemon cooking.
Yes, you can. It looks good. It looks tasty. Zucchini.
Yep.
I was snacking on this the whole time we were prepping. Katie was prepping and I was snacking. Hey, mister there. Okay, guys, so this is what's happening. Is now I'm
This is
here.
great, man. Paulina's job is so much easier.
And there's Davis just
Doing nothing.
doing
Sipping
nothing.
on my coffee.
How is he? No worries, I got this. Welcome to the Paulina Show.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so we're
What are we
putting
making?
fish.
Fish for the halibut.
Fish for the halibut.
And
That's
you're gonna
right.
live a vital life.
And you will live a vital life.
With a sneak peek.
Okay, Davis
Okay.
is now messing around with everything.
Playing with the technology.
Yeah, well,
Man, we're doing so good in
I
here.
know, we are doing so good. Are we using all of the veggies? Or
Just that's good.
that's good, right?
We'll eat these.
Yes, we will.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what else we got?
All right. Well, what's next? Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Mhm.
Tomatoes.
Where's my nutritional use? Oh. Mm.
So we're putting the tomatoes.
Mm-mm-mm. How many of you cooked last night's meal and loved it? Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved the raspberry glazed chicken. It was so delicious.
And we're breaking the garlic.
Yep.
I knew my job was to also listen while playing with this stuff.
Oh my goodness. These white onions are so sweet. Wow.
How many garlics did we say we're putting on?
I think we put like 4.
And you just break them apart?
Yep. Just break them in half, and that'll release the juice a little faster.
Okay.
And it's 20 minutes. We're gonna bake for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna see how it is. We're gonna open it up, and then potentially bake for a little bit longer with it open, so the steam is kind of escaping. So we'll try it out. Man, if these white onions are so good, you try this.
Okay.
They're with the nutritional use is so tasty.
Okay, ready?
6 feet. 6 feet.
And if you use the steamer, it would be about the same length of time.
So yeah, if you use a steamer, and Katie, do you steam in that? So
Yeah.
Katie has that same Ninja thing that I posted the other day.
Oh, not in that.
Oh, you don't steam in that? But you could, couldn't you?
It's not a steamer. You can
It's
bake
a-
in it. You can bake in it.
You could bake in the steamer.
You in that you actually probably could steam, because if you did it in a bake setting, and because it's kind of going to seal itself like that.
Yeah, you could put some water on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and the tomatoes too. Wow. You guys, this nutritional yeast mixture and then just any vegetable is just great in it. Here you go. Ah. Yeah, so good.
Well, I could cook like this,
Mm-hmm.
putting stuff on the fish. Somebody's feeding me.
Life is
We
good.
put these on there too, right?
Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
All right. Just sprinkle them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my creation. All right, yeah,
Nice.
people might be asking questions.
Yep.
Alright.
I'm having Katie do a bunch of stuff.
All right, I'll switch with you. I'll get back in the
Okay.
cooking and.
All right.
Oh, we got
Alright,
that.
Renee's wondering, are you going to put all these recipes online in the future? It's very hard to go to the store right now. Don't really feel safe.
So let me answer Renee's question. They already are all posted in here. If you look in the top right of this group, you'll see recipes. And they're all there. You just click that. It's going to give you the pictures, and it's going to give you how to do all of these recipes. You could go to the videos, and it'll also give you the live demonstration of all of these. They're all stored here on this Facebook group. So as
Alright.
long as you stay a member of this group, which there's no charge to be here, so why would you leave? As long as you stay a member of this group, you'll have access to it. So
Jane is wondering if you're going to post calories for the meal because I
yes.
need it to record.
I will try, Jane. I will try. We will get it eventually. So maybe that's something that I could have Katie Parker do. She gave me a thumbs up over there. She's super excited. All right, so I threw some salt and pepper on there. We're going to throw some rosemary along everything so we can add some flavor to everything here. Some rosemary here. Very good. What else do we want? We got the garlic on there. We got the salt and the pepper. We're looking good. We are looking good. All right. So let's now close this one up.
Sarah commented that I'm wearing a super cute sweater.
Sarah's
Sarah.
commented, yes, she is wearing a super cute sweater. She always wears super cute stuff because she's super cute.
Jinju said she bookmarked the recipe videos.
Yep. Yeah, they're great. Great. Yep, and then I think you can like save the videos in like a watch list and stuff on your Facebook page too.
Yeah, you can save them. So I want to walk people
So
through what
we're
you're
doing the same thing right now. We are closing up our top for our vegetables, trying to get everything sealed in as best as possible. Kind of pinching off our sides here, pinching off these sides here, and then, ooh, this one's sealing up even better than the last one.
Oh, it's probably because I helped.
It's probably because you helped. That's right.
Because you sat back and did nothing.
That's probably, sit back and do nothing more often. You get some elevation there. Nice. Kind of looks like I have two tanks. I think it kind of looks like tanks. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
my boy's imagination. All right, so we're gonna put them in the oven now.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. And we're gonna go right in here, like so. Whoa!
Whoa.
We just had an earthquake in here. Timer for 20 minutes. There we go. Katie, what time is it right now?
It is 6:47.
6:47. All right. So while how many of you are gonna zest our lemon here?
Oh, that's me.
Paulina.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Power off.
First try. All right, so how many of you are with me right now and you have just put your fish in the oven? Let me know. This would be a great time to... Now, let me also show you this. Okay. So I just combined the green beans and onions here. This would be really great to throw these on a frying pan and with some Bragg's liquid aminos, some salt and pepper, maybe some mushrooms in there as well. By the way, too, I did have mushrooms on the list for tonight, and that would go in the pan too, but I ran out of mushrooms. So, again, I always don't have everything I need. So same thing, you just substitute and, you know.
Mary said she put hers in.
Mary put hers in. All right, Mary's right with us. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and prep our salads here. I'm just going to transfer some stuff around here so I can make some salad bowls, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this delicious salad. Eat this little baby pepper. Mm-hmm.
Jinju was wondering what you would use. I'm sorry, Brian is asking Jinju what she would use in place of fish. I'm assuming, what would you think? Chicken?
So Brian is a vegetarian, so he's probably asking for a vegetarian option. I know that Jinju tries to be a little bit more that way. Was Jinju the one using scallops though today?
No, that was Becky.
Becky's using scallops, that's right. Becky's using scallops.
We have another oven mitt possibility.
Oh, another oven mitt possibility?
Sun and Shine.
Sun and Shine. Oh, that one's
Aww.
good.
And Mary Beth is also saying her fish is in the oven.
They're so bright. Mary's fish is in the oven. We got fish in the oven. We've got some names to vote on for the oven mitts, and we'll name our oven mitts. Sun and Shine is good. We got Sunshine. We got Cufflink. We got Bert and Ernie. We've got Bonnie and Clyde. We've got
Lamb chop.
Lamb Chop. Don't worry, Katie's writing all of these down so we can have them for later. All right, so we're going to prep our salad here now. How many of you have leftover raspberry vinaigrette dressing from yesterday? Okay. Hopefully we have lots of hands going up right now. You know what I'm going to do? Look at this. Check this out. So I have in this bowl, I have all of this. All right, this is all the veggies left over. This would make lunch tomorrow. Heat this up, throw some salt and pepper, some rosemary on there, and if you have some mushrooms, and you got a nice, tasty dish right there. Already prepped for you. Throw some parsley on there, good to go. Let's see here, Katie probably wants some salad.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. So, how many people have some leftover raspberry vinaigrette dressing?
I'm probably not going to stay.
Well, you're
Put
gonna.
my kids to bed.
You have 15 minutes before the fish is done, so you could eat your salad while you're doing that. That's more what I was thinking.
Christine said that they had no leftover salad. They finished it off. It was so good.
Nice. No leftover salad. Well, we have plenty here. Throw some salt and pepper on the salad, and I love nutritional yeast, so I'm gonna just.
Mary Beth said she used hers for lunch today.
Nice. All right. Just a little nutritional yeast. And I have some leftover raspberry vinaigrette dressing that I'm going to drizzle on this. Mm-hmm.
That was good.
That was so good. So we're going to just put a little bit of this.
You want a spoon?
Nope, I'm drizzling.
Salt and pepper. I mean, you should name them oven mitt salt.
The oven mitts salt and pepper. Another good one. There we go. Maybe we could name them oven and mitt.
We have all these polls for names, and we're gonna go with oven
Oven
mitt.
mitt. So let me grab oven and mitt.
I like sun and shine the best.
The sunshine is good. Well, we're going to create a poll. You don't just get to make all the rules over there, Katie.
I'm making a list of names, so.
Oven and mitt. Oven mitt.
Sunshine,
Sun and shine.
lamb chop.
Lamb chop. Bert and Ernie. Jordan and Pippin. Whatever we want to do. All right, so we're going to enjoy some salad here. We'll grab some forks. Maybe. Oh, those are spoons, forks.
Do you need to move this out of the way?
Yeah, we got it.
It's from behind the scenes that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Jane
Trying to
Perez says
grab-
Davis.
So Davis is trying to grab
grab
forks,
some
and that
forks.
ruined my camera setup.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got our forks. Look at how beautiful that looks. Just beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Salads for everybody.
Thank you.
We actually still have some lettuce left over from our fajita salad, so there's some fajita salad in here as well. So mixed greens or fajita salad, lots.
You should have
Lots of
invited
salad.
your brother-in-law.
He
Mhm.
loves salad.
Mhm.
Is he on?
No, he's taking the kids to bed.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess being a parent isn't just sitting around doing nothing. But we wouldn't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't know, but we were under that impression that parenting is just sit around and do nothing. So, why don't I tell you guys a story while you're enjoying your salad or doing whatever you're doing. By the way, let us know what you're doing right now. We've got about 20 people watching. What are you guys doing? What's up? What's up with life? What are you guys up to? If you're not cooking with me, what are you doing? I'm glad you're here, by the way, but I'm just curious. So, there was this bird. Wait. My producer says go. There was this bird, and this bird used to be owned by a sailor, and this sailor was just the hardest sailor, and he cursed like a sailor, and he embodied being a sailor. And he passed away, and so he went and his bird got given to a his bird got given to a pet store, and the pet store had him for sale. So this guy came to this pet store and he's like, "Hey, what's up with the bird? Is the bird for sale?" He's like, "Yeah, the bird's for sale." He's like, "It's super cheap. What's wrong with the bird?" "No, the bird's really healthy. There's nothing wrong with the bird. It's got plenty of life left. But man, every time I sell this bird, it ends up coming back because it curses all the time, and it just makes people so uncomfortable. They bring the bird back." So the guy's like, I can teach him. I think that I can teach this bird." So he takes the bird and he has it home and he's teaching it. It's doing great. Then all of a sudden, the bird stubs its toe on one of its perches and just blankety blank, just cusses up a storm. And so the man comes over and tells the bird, "You can't do that in my house." And so he takes the bird, he said, "I'm going to punish you so you don't do that." He takes the bird and he puts the bird in the freezer for just a minute. He opens the freezer up a minute later, takes the bird out. The bird is really cold and is shaking. And its beak is blue because, of course, it was in the freezer. And that's what happens to beaks in the freezer, they turn blue. And so the bird's like, "Oh, that was so cold." The bird's like, "I will never do that again, I promise. I learned my lesson." A couple weeks went by, everything was great, no problems, and then something else happened, and there it was. The bird just went off again. Blankety blank. The guy comes over and says, "Come on, bird, you can't do that. I'm going to have to punish you again." So he sticks him back in the freezer, and he keeps him there for a while. He keeps him there for like 30 minutes. The bird comes out, he's got a little bit of frost on his wings, and the bird's like, "Oh, that was so cold, I'll never do that again. I promise I learned my lesson." Well, months went by, and the guy really thought that he had broken the bird of this problem. So a few months later, though, all of a sudden, something else happens, and sure enough, blankety blank, the bird just cusses up a storm. So the man goes over, he's like, "You know what I have to do now? I have to punish you again." And the bird's like, "I know, I tried really hard, but it's so hard to break this habit." So he stuck him back in the freezer, and he kept him there for a long time, maybe like even an hour. And he comes back, and the bird doesn't look like it's breathing anymore. The bird looks frozen. So he takes the bird, and he puts the bird down, and he starts to resuscitate the bird, and puts some heaters around, and heats up the bird a little bit, and is working its wings so its wings can thaw, and finally the bird kind of thaws and kind of shakes back too. He's like, oh, I learned my lesson. I promise you, I will never curse again. And the bird says, "I just have one question. I really learned my lesson. I know that I can't do that again. I just really want to know one thing." And the guy's like, "Sure, what do you want to know?" He said, "I just want to know what that fish said." The end. Since we were cooking fish, I thought that would be the perfect opportunity to tell the joke about the bird, sailor bird, and the fish. All right, what do we got for comments over there?
We got, here we go. Eat and well for the mitts, suggestion. How about Vita and Life? Renee is cooking mahi-mahi. Loretta just came back from a walk with her husband, the life of her life.
The love
of her life, there we go.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Meredith did a reset day.
Meredith's on a reset day, okay. I love reset days, by the way, because you don't have to worry about cooking in a lot of them. And you lose so much weight and you feel great and have tons of energy, so great.
Brian said he's reading a book. Mary Beth said...
Brian, what book are you reading?
Mary Beth said she's got more oven mitt suggestions. Pot and holder, mellow and yellow.
Oh, pot holder, mellow, yellow.
And she's been playing catch in her backyard with her dogs while her fish is in the oven.
Oh, That's fantastic.
Brian made a vegetarian stuffed red pepper.
Ooh, Brian made a vegetarian stuffed red pepper. That sounds delicious, Brian. Brian's always making really, really tasty looking things, so that sounds amazing.
And that's what you got.
Okay. And of course, everybody was laughing at my joke. They posted that.
Yes. Well, Loretta laughed at least.
Thank you, Loretta. I had one person laugh. I liked my joke.
I thought it was funny.
I remember that from when we were kids.
Well,
I
I
think
don't
it was
think I learned
Grandpa's.
new jokes.
I think it was Grandpa's joke.
They're the same jokes. Mm-hmm.
We're like all just eating away.
So here's another blonde joke.
It's
Since
so
I'm blonde,
good.
I can tell blonde jokes. That's the rule.
What is it?
What do you call 3 blondes sitting in a row?
Hair pocket.
Mm-hmm. 3 blondes sitting in a row.
I don't know.
Well, we're going to wait to see if anybody knows from the sponsor while we eat.
Mary Beth is laughing. The other Mary went for a walk and listened to an audiobook.
Mm.
And Brian is reading Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi.
Brian's reading Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay. 3 blondes. What do you call 3 blondes sitting in a row? It's a wind tunnel.
That was close.
Wind tunnel.
Why was 6 scared of 7?
What'd you say?
Why was 6 scared of 7?
Katie has a joke. Why was 6 scared of 7? Wait. We need to get Katie
I
on
know
video.
that too.
No.
Yes, get Katie on video for sure. All right, you gotta tell your joke.
Why was 6 scared of 7?
Oh wait, before I give my answer.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that one.
I don't know that one.
You don't?
No.
Well, let's wait because it takes a moment for us to
Mm-hmm.
go through. Yeah, we do have like just maybe 30-second lag.
Yeah, just so you guys know, in order to make the magic happen back here, there is about a 30-second lag between what I do.
Loretta knew the answer. She got it.
Oh, Loretta got it?
Yeah.
Well, there's about a 30-second lag between when we say something and you hear it. And that's the magic of live Facebook.
It's 7, 8, 9.
Like 8.
Oh, 8, 9. Why was 6 afraid of 7? 7, 8, 9.
Because 7, 8, 9.
I thought I was the only one who doesn't
Oh.
get jokes that quickly.
That's why 6 is scared of 7, because 7, 8, 9. Oh, that was good.
If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring?
If April showers bring May flowers,
What do May flowers bring?
what do May flowers bring?
Mayflowers.
Well, didn't they bring the pilgrims?
But
Yeah, because
Ah.
just the way you said
I said it the wrong
you,
the
you,
first
you
time.
gave it away by
The first
saying
time I
it,
gave it
yeah.
away.
Well, wait, how was you supposed to say it?
May flowers. I didn't pause the first time. I said May flowers.
Oh.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What do you call, here's another one, since we were just talking about the freezer, what do you call 10 blondes in a freezer?
Sure, I should.
Katie says an ice cube. It's
Well,
not
it's
correct.
I should try.
It's not an ice cube tray.
I don't know.
You call 10 blondes in a freezer, you call them frosted flakes. That was a good one.
So good.
Mary and Brian both knew the pilgrims too.
Ah.
A couple people knew 7, 8, 9.
I have a joke, but it's kind of long. How much time do we got?
4 minutes and 19 seconds.
I can do it. It's not that long. But
Oh.
wait.
We're gonna switch here.
Okay.
Bonnie has a joke too.
Bonnie has a joke. You want to go first?
Bonnie, type out your joke while we're doing this.
She did.
What are you doing?
Just filming.
You know what I do? Producing. I make you look really good on camera.
I make you look really good on camera. Look at people can see what we're doing here, and they can see that. Okay.
Are you
Okay.
making me look really good on camera?
I made I hit the beautify feature on this filter.
I wish there was a filter.
Kathleen likes
this
your
is-
frosted flakes, Joe.
This is how much time we have left here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there are 3. I'm gonna use blondes. I'm blonde too, ish. I don't know. It's a blonde joke.
Dirty blonde.
Okay, so 3 ladies or blondes driving on the freeway, but they're driving 35 miles an hour, and they're driving super slow. So the police officer pulls them over, and he pulls them over and he's like, "Ladies, do you know how you're going? How fast you're going?" And they're like, "Yeah, 35 miles an hour." And he's like, "Yeah, but it's the freeway. You gotta go like 65 miles an hour." And they were like, "Oh, but I thought we were going the speed limit." The driver was saying, "I thought we were going the speed limit." And he's like, "No, that's Route 35, not the speed limit." And she's like, "Oh." And he looks around in the other car, and the other 2 ladies are like super pale, and they're just sitting there super pale. And he asks the driver, "Why are the other ladies so pale? Like, what's wrong? Why do they seem so scared?" And she's like, "Oh, because we just got off of Route 175.
No! I put so many laugh emojis on here for you.
Thank you.
Yay!
So, that's my joke for the day.
Very good.
And in 2 minutes.
And we have 2 minutes. And actually, we have a joke that I think Bonnie typed out the joke.
Yeah,
So we're
giving
going-
us the answer yet, though.
Well, so we're going to go live to Katie, and she's going to read Bonnie's joke for us.
Why did the chicken cross the playground?
Okay.
She hasn't given us the answer yet.
Why did the chicken cross
Why did the chicken cross the playground?
the playground?
To get to the other slide.
Oh, to get to
the
the
other
other
slide.
slide.
She didn't post that, so I'm guessing.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, we think we're right.
And we think it's funny
Either way, we just created our own joke.
to get to the other side.
And I may or may not have stolen Paulina's salad.
You have.
Christine said that her food is done, looks fantastic, she can't wait to eat it.
Woo! All right.
I'm still waiting on Bonnie. Oh,
Well,
not me again.
read Bonnie's joke.
I'm still waiting on. I must have got it because she just did a laughing emoji
Well, no.
or laughing.
You have to read isn't it a really long, it's a long joke,
Oh,
right?
that's from somebody else. Bonnie's joke was why did the chicken? Yep, she
Ah.
said yep, I got it.
Got the slide.
Yeah.
What was the other joke?
The other one is kind of long. A
Okay.
young blonde was on vacation in the depths of Louisiana. She wanted a pair of real alligator shoes in the worst way, but she couldn't. But she didn't want to pay the high price the local vendors were asking. After becoming very frustrated with the no-haggle attitude of one of the shopkeepers, the blonde shouted, "Maybe I'll just go out and catch my own alligator so I can get a pair of shoes at a reasonable price." The storekeeper said, "By all means, be my guest." Oop, we just lost it. Hold on. There we go. "Be my guest. Maybe you'll luck out and catch yourself a big one." Determined, the blonde turned and headed for the swamps, set on catching herself an alligator. Later in the day, the storekeeper is driving home when he spots the young woman standing waist deep in the water, shotgun in hand. Just then, he sees a huge 9-foot alligator swimming quickly toward her. She takes aim, kills the creature, and with great deal of effort hauls it to the swamp bank. Lying nearby were several more dead creatures. The shopkeeper watches in amazement. Just then, the blonde flips the alligator on its back and frustrated shouts, "Darn, this one isn't wearing any shoes either."
Oh! That one was good. And by the who typed that one out?
I'm gonna look.
That was a good
Loretta.
one.
Loretta. So Loretta, I have a question for you. Did we copy and paste that? Or did you take the time to type all of that?
There's a link.
There's a link? Well, there's a good one. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that was a
So
good
fun
one.
hanging out with everybody here. It is now time to look at how our fish is doing. So let me get Oven and Mitt, Bonnie and Clyde, Sun and Shine, Lamb and Chop,
Okay, Mary's wondering, now what do we do? Their timer rang. You mentioned opening it up.
Yep, we're gonna see if we need to. So, what I'm looking for with fish, with white fish, we want it to be flaky when we fork it. Okay. So let's take a look at what we got. What we got here. Careful, the tin foil is hot, and then when you open this up, you see the steam already rising. You want to be sure that you don't burn yourself, because you can. It's quite possible. Okay. Smells really good. Okay, so we're looking for the fish here to see if we are white. It needs to be flaky and just flake apart. So you see that. Oh yeah. So I'm digging into the middle here, because we want to make sure we're cooked. See that? Everybody see that really well? That's when you know your fish is done. Okay, you get that nice flaky look. So I'm gonna try. It is now time to try. See what my vegetables are doing. So I'm gonna try this here. I'm poking vegetables. They should be. Oh yeah.
The vegetables will be done too?
Vegetables, yeah, because that's the goal with having the same size vegetables, everything to cook at the same time. So if you did a really good job keeping things consistent size-wise, then you got it. So I'm just gonna, to start with, I'm gonna just try a bite of the fish, see how our fish is doing, see how our fish tastes. Very, very good. Lots of great flavor, good moisture. Now I'm going to try a bite with some of the vegetables on there.
How is it, Chef David?
It is delicious. And we're going to get some veggies here. All right. With our fish. And now, Paulina's favorite part. She's gonna come try some. All right.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good.
Very good.
I love halibut. And it's nice, it's not...
There's no fishiness to it. Nope.
Mm-mm.
You know the best compliment you can give a fish? Doesn't taste fishy. Best compliment you can give a fish is telling it doesn't taste like what it's supposed to be. You would be good if you taste more like chicken. So I'm going to try another bite here, and then I wanted to end with a little story. I know we've gone a little bit long tonight. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me, telling your jokes, sharing some stories and laughs together. It took us a little while. We have a scoring update. I will be sharing that here tonight. We did get a scoring update, so I will be sharing that. But I wanted to share a story. This is the story of a fisherman and a businessman. And some of you have heard this story, but since we're dealing with fish tonight, I decided this would be a great story to share with y'all. So fisherman and the businessman, this businessman he was working so hard, so stressed out. He's lived in a big city, and he had to take some time off because he was just having all sorts of panic attacks and issues. So he decided to go to this remote island to go on vacation. And even in this remote island, he was still getting all these phone calls. He was super stressed out. He got an early morning phone call he had to take, and he couldn't fall back to sleep. So he decided he'd go outside for a walk by the beach. And he saw this fisherman. And this fisherman was fishing off the beach there. And he went up and started talking to the fisherman. He said, "Hey, what do you do?" And the fisherman's like, "Well, I live here on this island. I fish every day." And the fisherman had several really large, beautiful fish that he had caught. And he says, I fish, and I catch what I need. Sometimes I catch enough for a couple days. In the afternoon I'm free. My wife and I, we eat together. Then sometimes we'll go to town, drink some wine, have a good time. And then come back in the next day, do some fishing. And this is just, how I live my life, and it's really great. And the businessman immediately started thinking about the business. He's like, well, you know what you could do? You could fish a little bit longer every day. You could catch some more fish, and then you could go and you could sell those at the marketplace. And the fisherman said, well, what for? He said, well, you sell them at the marketplace, and you could get some more money, and then you could take that money, and you could buy a boat. And then you could use that boat to catch even more fish and even bigger fish. And then you could take and sell those fish, and then you could buy more boats, and you could have more boats to get more fish. And then eventually, you know, you're going to be so busy, you probably have to move to a big city where you can be then, you know, importing and exporting these fish. You can control the whole process and do all these things. And the fisherman's like, well, then what? I said, well, then at that level, you'd be making millions and millions of dollars. And the fisherman's like, wow, that's great. And then what? And he said, well, then you could take that company and you could go public with it, do an independent stock offering, you could sell it and just even make more, hundreds of millions of dollars.
How long would it take?
Well, and that's what the guy said. He's like, how long was that going to take to be able to, the fisherman, to be able to do all that? And the guy said, you know, if you work really hard at it, like I've worked at my job, maybe 20, 25 years tops, and you could do all of that. He said, well, then what happens? I said, well, then you sell your company, you got hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you can retire. And then the fisherman said, well, what does that look like? He said, well, then you could go to this, you know, you could live on some remote island, and, you know, you could go fishing all the time, you could, you know, take naps in the afternoon if you wanted, you could just do whatever you wanted and just live a simple life and just enjoy yourself. And the fisherman says, well, that's what I do right now. You know, so the moral of the story is sometimes we get so caught up in, and I share this story now too, because some of the things that are going on with our world really, it's slowing down. I know that some of you have seen the pictures of Las Vegas and New York where there's no cars or very few cars, no people, and then all of a sudden you see more wildlife coming out. And it's refreshing when we take time to slow down to actually remember and connect with people who are important to us and what is actually important. So many times, especially in America, we get caught in the rat race of chasing the next thing that we forget the reason behind why we're trying to get to the next thing. So let me encourage you, make sure you take some time to relax today, make sure you take some time to spend some time with family, and not look at this time of quarantine as a time of stress and a time of worry, but really a time to slow down, reflect, and take some time taking care of yourself and those that are close to you. My name is Davis Jaspers. Oh, who am I supposed to say hi to? Oh, Mom is here. Hi, Mom. My mom is joining us.
Hi, Mom.
And there's Katie saying hi, Mom. All right, thank you guys all for joining me tonight. My name is Davis Jaspers, the founder of the Vital Life program, reminding you that today is the perfect day to live a vital life.